This is a Fox News alert. Some devastating news. Marin County, California officials have just announced that actor Robin Williams has died. Williams reportedly found unconscious and not breathing inside his residence. An investigation into the cause, manner, and circumstances of the death is currently underway by the investigators, coroner divisions of the sheriff's office there out in Marin County. Williams, of course, known as a comedic actor, later a dramatic actor as well. He was 63 years old. You will remember recently it was discovered that he was back in rehab. He was very upfront over the years about alcohol and drug problems. We now get this devastating news at just the age of 63 years old. Robin Williams, the comedic actor, has died. Chuck, you said you had a memory of him you wanted to mention.
There have been so many wonderful performances by Robin Williams. My favorite was his performance as the voice of the genie in that wonderful children's version that Disney did of Aladdin, where he riffed and improvised and made you howl with laughter and turned that children's movie into something that parents wanted to watch.
Quick 10 seconds.
It's some mental health issues. Certainly wasn't the only person to think about taking his or her own life. So what should people in that same position who may be watching us right now, what should they be doing to reach out for help?
Well, the one thing I would just point out to people is that, you know, we all love this man, and here we've all been robbed by not his cardiac condition, which was serious, but by mental health issues. How often on CNN and HLN do we report celebrities dead prematurely? It's nearly always related to mental health phenomena, whether it's depression or substance or the combination, bipolar disorder. The thing to remember is that these are medical conditions. They are potentially fatal, and when somebody goes into a crisis, it is a medical emergency. Treat it as such. Do not try to gloss it. Do not. I don't like the fact that we have such stigma around this condition, so much so that poor Robin Williams, who went back, it seems, into a hospital this last summer in July, they had to say it was for rehab. It sounds like it was probably for depression. He probably went into a psychiatric hospital because the depression was threatening his recovery. We can't even say that. We can't even talk about it. We have to be able to talk about it just the way we talk about any other medical condition and deal with it matter-of-factly and deal with it directly as though it were any other medical emergency when somebody begins contemplating hurting themselves.
And there is medication, right, Dr. Drew?
There's many different treatments. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with medication, but sometimes it is just putting somebody in a safe environment for a period of time. Sometimes it's long walks and classical music. There's many treatments, but it's got to be done in the context of a skilled professional. It's not something you can treat as just sort of a bad mood that passes, or just some sort of struggle, you know, some sort of anxiety that just is something that is likely to be, you know, any of life's stressors. These are medical conditions, and they've got to be managed. A physician would not treat his own hypertension, would not treat his or her own heart disease any more than we treat our own depressions. And the public needs to deal with it accordingly as it pertains to substances, as it pertains to mood disorders. They are potentially dangerous, and real professionals, highly trained professionals, need to be on top of this and make the choices with the patients and with their family on exactly how to approach it, lest something awful and tragic like this happen again.
A lot of times, as you know, Dr. Drew, there's the stigma. People are afraid to acknowledge it. They're afraid to talk about it. They're afraid of the ramifications, and so they sort of try to conceal it, and that makes it even worse.
It makes it worse. It makes them feel more guilty, more shameful, more worthless. And the fact is, you don't see people feeling shameful for having cardiac disease. Why a brain disease? Why, when somebody has a brain disease, they have to feel shameful? And here's a gentleman that suffered both a cardiac and a brain condition, and the brain condition is what unfortunately and tragically took him. We need to learn from this. We can't continue to lose important people in our lives because of something that is treatable and will pass.
Krista Smith, give me a thought right now as we try to absorb the shocking news that Robin Williams is dead.